Raspberry Pi. I'm going to attempt to install it on my Raspberry Pi 0W. Okay, now before we begin, quick reminder that you should subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments, because the more people subscribe, the more the algorithm sends it out to more viewers. Those viewers join this growing community. They post their tips and tricks, and they can post requests which I'll review, and then I'll share with everyone. I'll have some news which I'll share either during the tutorial or near the end of the video. So the Raspberry Pi 0W, the one that I have, I got it in 2018, but it was, I believe, a 2017 version. So it has a 1 gigahertz single core Broadcom BCM28335, as you can see, and that's it. And this is the live screencast. So we're recording this live. I'm going to stop it right there. Perfect. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you the link for the Nakama website. I think it's this one, Heroic Labs. I can say Heroic Labs. You see Nakama. Okay, so let's go to the GitHub page next. Nakama on GitHub, and then here you see it's a distributed server for social and real-time games and apps by Heroic Labs. And as you can see here, the features: register, login for users, storage, social, chat, multiplayer, leaderboards, tournaments, parties. You can purchase validation, in-app notification, runtime code. So you can extend the server using common logic written in Lua, TypeScript, JavaScript, or native Go, meaning that this application is written in. So it's clicked off. I was wondering where the rest of. So the files here and the Docker. You see, there's a Docker compose Postgres, and there's some tests here, and the Docker compose YAML. So obviously, this is the one I downloaded. You see, it's still pretty updated or maintained. So this is the one I got to see. It's using the Go language. So this one I downloaded. We can probably take a look at it here. You know what? Let's take a look at it here, because then that way I don't have to open up another application. So this is the Docker compose file. So you see the port numbers are pretty nice. It's 8080. So as long as the port number is above 1000, CD into it. Nakama. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to download the Docker file. So I'm just going to download it this way. You see, I forgot, where's Nakama here? Nakama, where's Nakama? Here we go. So FND. That's it. So up means it will stay up, and then -d means it will be detached. So instead of showing all the logs here, it will detach, meaning that it can run in the background. That's all it does. So then press enter. And as you can see, so it's downloading. I'll zoom out a little bit so you guys can see a bit back. See, it's pulling the Cockroach database, version 284.1. If you remember from when I showed you the YAML file on GitHub, and it's also pulling another one, which is this one, Prometheus. I didn't realize there's also Prometheus, but it looks like it's pulling up Prometheus as well. I think this is for proxying. I think I used this for some application. I think another game. Was it another game server we did as well? Yeah, I think there was another game server where Prometheus was also used. And then here we go. It's pulling in Nakama 3.35. Also, that was in the doc. Yeah, so it's finished. You see, it pulled these images: Cockroach DB, Prometheus, and then Nakama. Now it's up and running. So edit the YAML file. So give me a minute. Oh, this default. Let me try the default one. I think it's admin password. Let's try that one. Admin and password. Okay. It's admin password, so we don't need this anymore. So it's admin password. See, I did remember. Whew. Even though I'm an old guy, my brain still functions. I do remember things. All right. So the default one is admin password. Obviously, the first thing you should do when you log in is to go to, you see it's logged in as admin, and change the passwords there. So this is the default dashboard. So as you can see here, it's Nakama 1. Remember, running inside a container here, and then you can look at all the other stats like the uptime, the sessions, persons, parties, and how many countries. Oh, sorry, I was going to say countries. Go routines. Okay, so we can choose something. That's the dashboard. How many players? Obviously, right now There's just that one that, because this was just created just 10 minutes ago already. Wow. And then obviously you have storage. You can create some objects there, and matches, leaderboards. Obviously none of this are going to have anything right now because literally this was just installed, as you guys saw, and I've just logged in. Then there's notifications, you can send notifications, payments, and chat messages. Yeah, so right, and you can obviously delete messages as well. The API Explorer, I'll come back to this in a second. I'll show you how it's set up. And then there's runtime modules, and let's go to settings. So under settings, you can create users, permission templates, go to general, set it to use the show dates and UTC time, configuration. You see it says console password insecure. That's, as you guys saw me when I tried to change the password. So you see it does log things, and they're here. This, let's scroll down, you can see there's a whole bunch of other stuff as well. And then data management, you can delete all the Nakama player data, and then there's an audit log as well. Okay, so there's also other, as I said before, there's other endpoints. So this is for the Nakama one, which is, you see 7351. But if we go to another one here, as an example, we can also do the API. Remember, I promised I would show you the API. So for that one, the port number is 7350. Remember, there was there's a range of ports. So here you can send things, and for Nakama, this is the endpoint. And then there's also 8080. If you remember 8080, that was for the 8080. That was for the cockroach DB. So this is the one here. You see it's interactive GBO. Okay, so I don't know why that did that, but that's wrong. Oh, let me do a hard refresh. Hard refresh should fix that. There we go. See, it's a cockroach database, the console. That's 8080. I just did a hard refresh because you guys know I use port 8080 for other things. That's why I said I prefer to use containers, so that way, because I still do some testing locally as well, they don't interfere with each other, especially containers. This is why I love using containers. You see version 24.1.25 at the time of this recording. This is the console, obviously, for the cockroach DB. As you can see, what it says here, used percentage. Obviously, I'm using nothing now. Used 6.7 of it to set it up. And usable, it has 25.2 gigs because that's what I have on this particular partition. So my main partition, the nodes live, replication statuses. So you can look at the matrix. Obviously, this is rarely being used. The databases, it has a default DB, no data. Nakama, which is using 95.7. There's Postgres, no data for that one, and system. SQL activity, you see it did insert read tuples, select version. So as you can see, all this, so you can see the log there. Insights, hot ranges, jobs. If it's a little bit slow, it will be queued up. You can see all that stuff here, scheduled, and you see that's scheduled to do some type of telemetry, and what is it here? Compaction, and then advanced debug. So we can take a look at that as well. There's one more as well. There's also for Prometheus. So for Prometheus, we go to localhost and we go to 9090. And you see this is where you can run your queries. As I said, I do remember using, maybe that's the first time I used Prometheus was for Nakama. So here's Prometheus. This is where you can add queries and stuff. For example, if you want to test things to your API, especially the Nakama one, you would you could do it here. Have table, graph, or explain. So yeah, this is very good, especially if you're a developer and you're trying to create your own, trying to make sure your query is correct instead of trying it out the hard way. It's a good idea to have an application like this at testing. So I'm really, really pleased that this comes fully with all the tools you need to get started. And obviously, this one also has some settings. This is clearly, you can change the mode. And I think the other one, this one is automatically, obviously during the day, during night, it will just change. For example, right now it's cloudy, so it probably thinks it's late afternoon. It's actually it is in the afternoon. And the settings here, as you can see, where someone enabled, someone disabled, you pick and choose. This is the documentation, and the menu here, query, alerts, and status. Okay, so that is Nakama. As I said, if you can find, which I don't think exists, So you can also do the same thing on the Raspberry Pi. So this is right now running inside a container. That's what I recommend you do, run it inside a container. But if you're really constrained with space, you can obviously put it on your Raspberry Pi. So now, how much time? Okay, it's been half an hour. I'm not sure if I should attempt to put it on the Raspberry Pi. I don't think it's going to work, because I'll tell you why I'm worried. So let's see, Nakama system requirements. Okay, so I think it's a little bit heavy, even though it uses Golang. So as you can see here, it says that Nakama custom Go, it's one node, one CPU, 3 gigs of RAM. If you guys remember how much RAM I have half a gig of RAM. So that is, that is not going to work. I mean, I will have to really constrain it. So, and obviously they recommend you have a 64-bit system. This is a 32-bit system, so I'll definitely have to compile it. And for this, most likely it'll be faster for me to use emulation on my workstation to get a 32-bit version and try to install it here. So I don't think it's really worth it. So you see here, the development small load, it's one CPU. Obviously I do have one CPU, and it says 3 gigs RAM, which I don't have. It says minimum 2 nodes. Yeah, that I don't even images. So I got rid of the containers, I got rid of volumes, I got rid of the images, all gone. Now my disk space is back up to normal. All right, so that's the end of Nakama. I don't game, so I don't need a game server. So this was just a quick review. Now let's finish up this tutorial. If you're ready to take your skills further, I have books on Amazon. Search for Fedora Jumbo. The link is also in the description. I also have online courses at jumboshop.com. The link is also in the description. And finally, if you need one-on-one tutorials, especially for programming, you can contact me at jumbo.com/contact. Or if you need something else, you can contact me for service consultations at jumboservices.com/contact. I also have some other recommended resources. I'm now, besides being a freelance programmer, I'm also now an author. So this is my first novelette. It's called The Algorithmic Serpent. It's by me there, Fedora Jumbo. It's about an AI scientist who creates an AI system and loses his mind. So he has to regain control of his mind and the AI system. It's a psychological thriller. It's a novelette. Pick it up if you have the means. It's mostly at cost. And the other way, my greatest one is this one, the Recession Business Blueprint. It's a guide to help you start a business during a recession. And it has everything you need. Whether you're trying to find out where you should run the business, whether you need to go back to school to learn maybe a skill you're missing, whether you need to budget, where to find your customers, suppliers, all that in the Recession Business Blueprint. There are a lot of tables, because some people like the visual way of learning, and there's a lot of text as well. So meaning every page has table and text. I should be able to cover my both bases that way. So pick it up, and if you have any questions about any book I write or anything I do, you can use the comment form. I'll show you that in a few minutes. If you want to know more about me, as I said before, I'm now a software engineer and an author. My book page is on Amazon. My if you need any consultation services, jumboservices.com. By the way, I just recently revamped that website. And there's also, if you're ready to learn online, jumboshop.com. All right, this is the comment form. It stays up for 14 days after the article goes live, so you can post things. For example, today we talked about the Raspberry Pi, talked about Nakama, talked about game servers. All that's perfectly fine, including the Golang. Okay, so but the best way to contact me is to use the contact forms. The contact forms are jumbo.com/contact or jumboservices.com/contact or jumboshop.com/contact. If you want to follow me, these are the channels: Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute, YouTube, Kick, and Twitch.